Let me start with something simple. You are not fighting for love. You are auditioning for a role that was already given to someone else. You are not heartbroken. You are ego broken. Because the person you thought would choose you didn't. And now your brain is working overtime, trying to prove that they should have. Your ego is screaming because it can't handle being the person who got rejected. You call it love, but honestly, stop calling it a complicated relationship. You are just an unpaid intern for someone who isn't even hiring. It looks more like you took a long term subscription with zero benefits. No consistency, no effort, no clarity, but still renewing it every day. You didn't fall for them, you fell for how they made you feel in the beginning. That one phase when they were available, present, sweet, basically acting. Because let's be real, consistency didn't change, effort changed. They didn't change, they just stopped pretending. They are using your kindness as a doormat. And you kept holding on to the trailer while the movie was already trash. You saw red flags, ignored them. Why? Because you thought your love would fix them. Real life isn't Disney movie. It's a balance sheet. And right now you are in 100% debt. Congratulations. You tried to be a therapist in a relationship you were not even secure in. Look at you, a whole unpaid life coach. You are so busy fixing their trauma that you haven't noticed they are just using you as a place of stay until their next flight. You were healing someone, you was hurting you. Your brain deserves an award, not for intelligence, for creativity. Because the stories you create are unreal. They reply late. You create a full emotional documentary, they must be busy. They are stressed. They'll text later. No, they saw your message and choose not to respond. If you have to screenshot their text and send them to 3 friends to decode the meaning is that they don't care. You are writing paragraphs in your head for someone who can't even type hey. You are checking their last scene like it's a stock market report, treating their silence like a riddle when it's actually a message. Timing, last scene, you start decoding behavior like it's a puzzle. Let me simplify it for you. If they care, it's clear. If it's confusing, it's not love. Silence isn't a mystery, it's a choice. Read it, but no. You romanticize confusion. You call it complicated. You call it deep. It's not deep, it's inconsistent. Now, this part, you won't like it. You didn't stay because of love. You stayed because of fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear that maybe this is the best you can get. You had rather be miserable with them than lose the argument. But honey, you already lost the moment you started begging for a seat at a table where you were not invited. And that's where you lost. You lowered your standards, then got shocked when the treatment matched. You are paying premium prices for free tire energy. You accepted bare minimum and then clapped for it. Wow, they texted today. Wow, they called me. Basic human decency started feeling like a reward. You turned crumbs into a full meal. You stopped being a definitely in your own life just to be a maybe in theirs. And the worst part, you defended them to your friends, to your family. Even deep down, you knew something wasn't right. You say, I can't let them go. Let's correct that. You don't want to. Because what you are feeling is not love, it's withdrawal. They gave you attention, then took it away. Gave you hope, then disappeared. That's not romance. That's emotional conditioning. They didn't love you. They trained you. You are not in a soulmate connection. You are in a competitive sport. where you are the only one playing. Now you are addicted not to them, but to the pattern, the highs and lows, the maybe this time. You are not in love. You are stuck in a cycle of emotional bankruptcy. Let's go back to this. You invested months, years maybe, time, energy, emotions for what? A long term subscription with zero benefits? Most people cancel a Netflix sub if the price goes up by $2, but you are still paying with your sleep and your dignity. No loyalty, no growth, no future. Just anxiety, overthinking, and emotional exhaustion. Even free trials give better value than this. You are waiting for them to be ready, but you are really just waiting for them to find someone they actually like while using you as a placeholder. But you stayed, renewed it daily, without asking, is this even worth it? Listen carefully. You are not hard to love. You were just trying to be understood by someone who didn't even try. You over-explained, over-gazed, overstayed, and still they made you feel like you were asking for too much. You were not too much. You were just too available for the wrong person. You were loyal to someone who treated you like an option. You kept providing your worth to someone who already decided not to value it. Here's the truth. They knew. They knew you cared. They knew you had weight. They knew you had forgive. And they still didn't choose you. That wasn't confusion. That was a decision. You keep waiting for closure. You want them to sit you down and explain why. But their lack of effort was a closure. The fact that you are currently crying while they are currently sleeping, that's the loudest closure you'll ever get. Stop calling in mixed signals. It was a clear lack of effort. It was a deliberate bypass of your heart. You just didn't want to accept it. But one day, my friend, one day, you'll get tired of not loving, but of loving the wrong person. And that day, everything changes. You stop chasing, you stop explaining, you stop overthinking. Go ahead, send that one last text, write that paragraph. Just remember, you can't wake up someone who is pretending to be asleep, because a right person doesn't make you question everything. They don't feel like a full-time job. They feel like a Saturday morning. They make things simple. And until you learn that, you'll keep choosing confusion and call it love.